In this video, I'm going to show you guys the best gaming CPUs for Fortnite. Your CPU dictates whether or not you will get good FPS on performance mode, with your GPU playing a significantly smaller role compared to other games that don't require a lot of CPU. This is the reason why you see a lot of pro players getting extremely high FPS on Fortnite or any esport game in general. No, it's not their $2,000 graphics cards, but it's actually their CPUs. I have the Amazon links for the products that I will be mentioning in this video. The CPUs we're going to talk about are the best on a price to performance scale, so these are giving you insane performance for the price. I also will be recommending some motherboards to go along with these CPUs in case you're building a totally new PC or you're upgrading from an older generation CPU. By far the best CPU for competitive Fortnite on a budget is none other than the AMD Ryzen 5 9600X. In my opinion, this is the best all-around CPU for under $200, and it actually beats out a lot of Intel CPUs of around the same price point. It's better than most CPUs for the same price, and I really like how this performs in Fortnite. As you can see here, this person is getting stable 400 to 500 FPS, and his average FPS is 470. Absolutely insane considering that this CPU is just under $200. I genuinely think that I should have gotten this CPU instead, but life had other plans, I guess. It's a great CPU as it is, but it's also great when you consider the fact that you can place this on any AM5 motherboard, which basically means if you want to upgrade to a higher end CPU model like a Ryzen 7 7800X 3D or a Ryzen 7 9800X 3D, then you can do so on the same motherboard. I highly recommend getting this ASRock A620M HDV. ASRock has done a really good job developing decent affordable A620s and B650s ever since the AM5 CPUs came out. $79 for an AM5 motherboard that will fit most PC cases and will support DDR5 is extremely underrated. I don't get why not a lot of people actually use this motherboard, because trust me, I doubt there's a lot of competition going around this particular motherboard when it comes to value over quality. In total, with the Ryzen 5 9600X, you're paying roughly $265 for not only a really good performing PC out of the box, but also a very upgradable PC in the future. If I were to just recommend one product from this video, it's definitely the 9600X, and it's a crime for you to not at least consider getting it as well as the A620M while it's still on sale for $79. The next CPU we're going to talk about is more on the mid-range side. In my opinion, the best mid-range option is the Ryzen 7 7700X for $259 on Amazon. This is where it gets super competitive, as I believe anything past the 7700X or maybe the 7800X 3D isn't all that different anyway, especially since me personally, I think it's the best CPU for Fortnite. It's a great CPU out of the box, and I doubt you'll even consider upgrading when you use this PC. My friend has the 7700X paired with an RTX 4070 Super and is getting around 300 to 400 FPS on 1440p. There's no doubt he's getting more on 1080p performance mode. It's genuinely the best CPU for Fortnite on a price, and if you pair this up with like the ASRock A620M that I mentioned previously, you're getting a solid value for literally 400 to 500 FPS. However, if you want to be a little bit more bougie, the Gigabyte B650 Eagle is pretty good. I really like the aesthetic of this motherboard personally. B650s are a little bit better than the A620s, but to be honest, the difference is negligible, and I only recommend getting this if you can afford it. $158 is not too bad. It's probably one of the better value motherboards out there for AM5 CPUs, and I highly recommend getting at least the B650. A CPU motherboard combo of around $300 to $400 is pretty good. You can build a $1,000 gaming PC and you'll be set for a while. Your PC will handle Fortnite extremely well with this CPU combo, and I truly recommend getting this if you want to start getting into the competitive territory of Fortnite. In my opinion, the best gaming CPU for competitive Fortnite is the Ryzen 9 9900X for $340, although I recommend getting this $600 combo instead. This $600 combo has a 9900X and it has an Asus ROG Strix B650A. I believe the Asus B650 to be the best looking motherboard, and it's pretty reliable for what it is. These two combined will provide you with a competitive edge in Fortnite, but not as much as actually playing the game, and I only ever recommend getting past a Ryzen 7 if you actually want the best PC possible. You can see the gameplay I'm showing right now, and 9900X is getting around 650 FPS in Fortnite, which is a lot, but it's only around 100 to 120 more FPS than the previous CPU, and assuming you pick yourself up a 240Hz or 360Hz monitor, there's going to be no difference whatsoever anyway. I recommend getting this one if you have the money. If you don't, then that's okay as well. This CPU is really only ever worth it if you're building a $2,000 to $3,000 gaming PC, which you don't have to for Fortnite, especially when you consider the fact that the Ryzen 9 9950X is probably a lot faster, but also a lot more expensive, which again, you don't need for a game like Fortnite. Once again, I have all the Amazon links in the description for you guys to check out. It's just a more convenient way for you to buy the products for yourselves. Otherwise, that's it for me, and I will see you all in the next video.